Hi everybody, this video will show you how to use the column set that we generated in the last module to gather data and to take that data and turn it into tendencies on a particular opponent. So I have a Idaho defensive playlist. This has all of the defensive plays from last season on University of Idaho, and you can see that I have the columns that we generated in the last module up here. So the first step in the breakdown process will be to label all of the defensive fronts, all of the blitzes, and all of the stunts that you can see on each play. So once you have that done, all the labeling done, you are going to hover over whichever column you want to start with. So we'll start with defensive fronts, and you want to click Analyze. Now you can see that all the labels that you have generated are on this menu, and you want to click the button in the middle, Sort by Frequency. So it is going to take a little bit of time because it's over 800 plays in the playlist, but you can see that it gives you a basic percentage table showing the distribution of the fronts that they like to run. So they like to run 4-2 almost 50% of the time, 44%. And that really just gives you a good overview of the most common fronts that you will be seeing. Obviously, each defense likes to change it up a little bit, but that gives you a basic overview of their most used tendencies in terms of front. So next we'll move on to blitzes, and it's the same for stunts as well. So you're going to get two different percentages to track a tendency for blitzes. So we're going to do the same thing we did last time, and it's important to remember that this distribution of percentages actually gives you the percentage in terms of the total blitzes that are in the playlist. So basically, out of the however many blitzes that are called in this playlist, 20% were 5-man pressures from the field. However, there's another method to gather a different blitz tendency, and that is to select all of the columns that are labeled with a blitz. So we're going to do that. And so we can also get the percentage of total plays that a blitz or a pressure was called. So 115 out of 867 plays there was a blitz, which means that about 1/8, or I think that's about 8%, maybe 12%, excuse me, of the time they'll call a blitz. Same thing with stunts. Another really important method, though, to get a good tendency using our columns is we are going to compare and we can do this for fronts, blitzes, and stunts. We're going to compare the blitzes in terms of the down and distance. So we can look at third down, let's say. There's 173 third down clips. How many times are they calling blitzes on third downs? So we can do the same method. We can say, okay, let's select all of the ones where there's pressure, and it's 27 out of that, 117. So they don't, maybe 20% of the time they are calling a pressure on third down, which is kind of uncommon. It's a little bit less than expected, as most defenses like to bring pressure on third downs, but that is a basic overview of how to use your columns to generate data, which can then be turned into tendencies. However, there's another method to organize a report, and that's by using Hudl's report feature. So if you have a playlist selected like we do, you click on reports, and since we're looking at an offensive perspective, we are going to want to generate a report on the blitzes and on the front. So we'll go ahead and create the reports, and as you can see here, you get basically what we were looking at before, but very, very thorough, all in one place, and it's just another method for you to organize all the data that you would need to create a scouting report. I think the other method is a little bit better for you to fully understand and watch all the film on your opponent, but this is also a good method to create an overview for all the tendencies that you might see with that defensive opponent. So thanks so much for your time.